Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited as it's Friday, and that means tonight is Friday Night Smackdown. Just a heads up, you can probably hear it. My nose is still all stuffed up. My throat's still a little sore. My head's in a bubble. Been sick all week. Getting over it now. Feeling a lot better. So, if I don't sound right, do a lot of that, and cough. That's why. I lost sniffling, I mean. That's why. Because I'm still getting over a cold. I had dumb people in the chat on Monday going, you got COVID, you got COVID. I ain't got no COVID. Ain't got no COVID. Just a cold. I get every once or twice a year, and I'm good. 1 second. Got a cough. Oof. All right. So if I kind of rush through this, that's why. Still not feeling the best. Still not feeling the best. But as far as SmackDown does go, I will say, screw the goddamn 3-hour SmackDowns. But this wasn't a bad show. That's my thing. This wasn't a bad show. Not a fan of the Wyatts attacking everybody at the end, just so they can blow out a birthday cake for Bray. But overall, I thought the show was actually pretty good. I enjoyed SmackDown. I liked a lot of things on this show. Unlike last night's Collision that I actually watched. I don't always watch Collision, but I watched Collision last night, and it was a very missable show. Very missable show. And apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, the ratings were not there. People clicked on and immediately clicked off. And I think that's because they clicked on thinking basketball. Oh, this ain't basketball, this is wrestling, change channel. Meltzer said, I'm going to go to his tweet here because this is crazy. Meltzer stated, if I can find it. Let's go here on Twitter. Meltzer said, the Collision rating pattern for last night is the craziest thing I've ever seen. 30 minutes shockingly high, and not due to lead-in, as 8:15 to 8:30 was 70% above BBT in 18 to 49. The NBA game starts and off a cliff. Worse, lots of people didn't get to watch it on DVR due to being on different stations than usual. Well, that's yes and not true. I'll talk about that in a second. He said 18 to 49 went from best numbers from a non-sports lead-in show to well below usual. So again, what I think happened here was, the show was on a different network on a different night, and there was NBA finals, or not finals, but playoffs. And people go, oh, well, basketball, TNT, TBS, whatever, change the channel, put it on. Oh, wrong channel, immediately switch off. As Dave said, high numbers to start, and immediate drop off when the basketball game started because people realized we're on the wrong channel. Also, Dave saying a lot of people couldn't watch DVR. Yes and no, depending on who you have. Because a lot of services now, like if you've got Comcast, if you've got DirecTV, Dish Network, older services, actual cable satellite providers, their boxes, their systems are set up to, you pick your show and you pick your channel. It records it at the time you picked. So you manually set, hey, every week I want Dynamite from 8 to 10 to record. What's cool about those is like with Comcast and DirecTV, I know personally because I've had those in the past, they let you record overruns. They let you go 5, 10, 20, 30 minutes. I think Xfinity even lets you maybe go an hour. Anyways, with stuff like YouTube TV, you pick the show and it just records anytime its system finds it on. So and I think you can click all or new only, but it doesn't go specified by channel. It doesn't go, oh, we're only going to record it if it's on TBS. We won't record if it's on TNT. Or vice versa. So that's newer streaming cable platforms. They're all still the goddamn same. What I do miss, though, all these newer platforms, please give me channel numbers back. Please give me channel numbers back. I hate when I'm watching something on like channel 2 NBC. And then I go, I wonder what's on Food Network. Ah, shit. I got to go to the guide and flip through 150 channels. Boom, 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 boom. No. Be like back in the day when I'd be watching something on Fox Channel 26, then I want to go to Speed Channel, and I just type in 607 on DirecTV. Enter. Boom. I'm there. I don't got to go to the guide. And that's what these newer cable services, these streaming television services are missing. Channel numbers need to come back. Now, I get it. A lot of TV remotes don't got that anymore because some people are watching on their PlayStations or their Fire Sticks or whatever. Well, give us a way to put in the TV numbers. That's just my opinion. Someone that grew up with that numbers, let us type it in. Let us type it in and get to the channel quicker. Instead of having to, you go from the top of the guide, you're watching something there, and then going, oh, I'm looking for Fox News, CNN. That's all the way at the bottom. Weather Channel, that's like the last thing on the guide on YouTube TV towards the bottom. You got to go all the way through it. All the way through it. So that's just me ranting and raving. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of two different ways. You can subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, Twitch is doing I guess you could say, giveaway-ish kind of, I don't know exactly what to say. There's a Twitch drop deal going on right now. If you subscribe and then do a gift sub or do 2 gift subs on any channel on YouTube or Twitch, you get Crunchyroll for a month. No extra cost. So say you want to subscribe to our channel here on Pro Wrestling Unlimited, PW Unlimited, and then you want to give a gifted sub. Well, then you'll get 30 days free. No charge extra. Ad-free Crunchyroll. All the anime you want. It goes, it's good for another 2 days. So when we're live tomorrow, talking Saturday night's main event. When we're live on Sunday, talking AEW Double or Nothing. You can subscribe then and help us out and get some free stuff for yourself. Also, remember to help us out over on YouTube. Help us out by hitting that subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos. That way you know we go live. And that way you know we post to the community tab. Also, remember you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a lot of cool perks coming your way. You get access, you get emotes and emojis and a badge. So the badge everybody gets. The emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat and in the comments. Then at the $1 tier, you get our graphics tutorials. The $5 tier, you get our graphics tutorials and our graphics packages. And then also you'll get access to our Q&As. I was going to do a Q&A this week, but didn't get really enough questions. I only got like 3 or 4 or 5 questions. Hopefully I get a little more so I can do a sustainable, at least like 10-minute one next week. Also, speaking of next week, for channel members, you will be getting the tutorial and the graphics package for our WWE Saturday Night's main event graphics. Then the following week, we will give you our NXT Battleground. Well, they call it WWE Battleground graphics, because we did custom graphics for that as well. Even though I'm probably not doing a review, I'm like, you know what? I got an idea for Battleground. Let's try something. So I made some. So you guys will get those, and not next week, but the week after. Next week, you'll get Saturday Night's main event. Then the following week, you will get Battleground. And then, when more pay-per-views come and we create more pay-per-view graphics, you get more of our graphics packages. It's something that we can provide that you're not going to get from any other wrestling channel out there. Teach you stuff. Who else is teaching you stuff? I mean, yeah, you might learn some history from other wrestling channels, but who's teaching you stuff that you can learn and take and maybe even make a profit off of? Learn to use Photoshop, After Effects from us, then go make some money. Oh, I was getting to that, Bangs. We're getting to that here in a moment. Because remember, Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store. We'll finally, also want to say thank you to Killjoy Army. 16 months as a member on YouTube. He says, hope you feel better, Tim. Thank you for that. And remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can subscribe with a question, just like Killjoy Army did, or a comment, or with a super chat on YouTube. But also, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Maybe you want to get that new Mandalorian skin, customizable Mandalorian skin in Fortnite. Customize the colors, the decals on your personal Mandalorian. Your Mandalorian's helmet, pauldrons, torso, and legs to fit your perfect Mando style. When getting that or anything else in Fortnite, use our code PWUNLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. They've also got a mega sale going on right now till June 12th with a lot of games on sale like Last of Us Part 1. Last of Us Part 1. But as far as Smackdown does go, oof. Oh, also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate, which is a great game that we've streamed here on the channel, is also 50% off right now on the Epic Game Store. When you spend any money through either the Epic Game Store, Fortnite, Fall Guys, or Rocket League, you get credits and rewards and money back through the Epic Game Store to purchase other things at no extra cost. Excuse me. Our Smackdown does go, though. Georgia Store welcomes us as we see footage of beautiful Savannah, Georgia. Street Profits, Fraxium, Solo, Jacob, JC Mateo, and McIntyre are shown walking into the building. But as soon as McIntyre walks in, there's old Damian Priest. They start fighting. Officials try to break them up. And we go to the ring. And out comes Tiffany Stratton, who was treated like a goddamn biggest baby face they've got tonight. Like, oh my God. Her music hit, blast of pop. She walks out, another blast of pop. She gets on the mic and says what time it is. Every single person in that building yelled as loud as they could, Tiffy time. And I'm like, holy smokes. Holy crap. That was crazy. Like, I did not expect that big of a reaction. Like, we've heard and seen Tiffany get good reactions from crowds. Not like that. That's like Rhea Ripley level almost. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Trey, we can talk about it really fast. So I don't have this 100% confirmed, but the reason Money in the Bank, and I don't know what's going to happen with SummerSlam, and if SummerSlam is also being pushed or not, but Money in the Bank is not happening in July because they don't want to go head-to-head with the FIFA World Cup. That's something that I've been told, but haven't been 100% confirmed, but that's the going word. So Tiffany's out there cutting a promo. She's just talking about, winning Money in the Bank, cashing in Money in the Bank, and then Alexa Bliss comes out and interrupts. Bliss said she didn't think that she and Stratton had formerly met before. And says, well, we got some accomplishments that are the same. Bliss said that she had her eye on Tiffany and weirdly added that she initially felt bad for Charlotte, but then realized that she felt bad for a queen and did like a crown gesture on her head. Bliss then talked about how she doesn't know Tiffany and how, Tiffany was, excuse me. She doesn't know Tiffany. She told Tiffany that if she thought that, you were going to be at the top for a long time, ain't going to happen. Because she's going to win Money in the Bank and she's going to cash in. And then out came Charlotte. Charlotte came out and Charlotte ain't used to somebody not holding that rope down for her because she got in the ring and over that middle rope and boop, hit her head. And she even went, oh, hit her head on the top rope. Charlotte congratulated Tiffany for beating her at Mania. Charlotte said that she has her eye on getting things back. And if she really has to win Money in the Bank, then that's what she's going to have to do. And I left Tiffany going, but isn't that a hypocrisy? You know, you said cashing in Money in the Bank to win a championship was the, quote, easy way out. And Charlotte's standing there going, yeah, you got me. You're not wrong there. You got me. Tiffany then goes, well, it's been fun here, but I'm done talking to you vintage people. I'm the stand. Your guys are like the standard. I'm the upgrade and I'm out. She leaves. Julia's music hits and she looks scared. Like, uh-oh, that might be my upgrade. So, didn't last long, which I was very thankful for. Maybe 8 to 10 minutes at that. And that did lead to our first match, women's qualifier for the Money in the Bank. Charlotte, Julia, Zelina Vega. Things were kind of slow early on as Charlotte and Julia teased locking up, but kept having Vega get in the way going, hey, don't forget about me. I'm here too, and I want to win. So she kept interjecting herself, you know. Julia and Charlotte finally tied up. There's like a headlock takeover. They were down on the canvas. Julia stomped Charlotte. Two traded chops until they clotheslined each other at the same time. After a commercial break, Julia and Charlotte were roughing each other up a little bit, I guess you would say. Julia wound up on the apron at one point, and Charlotte kicked her to the floor. Vega came off the second rope, and Charlotte caught her. But Julia came off the top rope and took them both out. She got a 2 off of it. The 3 then traded blows until Julia took Charlotte down and got another 2. Charlotte at one point landed a moonsault on both Julia and Vega. But both Vega and Julia kicked out of Charlotte like a double moonsault. Like not double, but like a moonsault on both of them laying on the mat. Julia then grabbed Charlotte and put her in the rings of Saturn. Vega drop kicked her out of that. Vega then, not gracefully, got them both on the ropes for a 619. She hit Charlotte with it, but Julia moved. She then went to go pin Charlotte, but Julia broke it all up. Julia then got, speared by Charlotte, kicked out of the spear. Vega was on the outside. Charlotte went for the figure 4, but Vega broke that up. Vega then landed a code red on Julia, but Charlotte broke up that. Everything kind of reset from there. Charlotte missed a spear on Vega, but booted Vega in the face. Charlotte worked a figure 8 actually on Vega, but Julia broke it up. Julia followed this up with the Northern Lights bomb on Vega and pinned the United States champion to pick up the win and qualify for Money in the Bank. Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups all of a sudden. So Julia does qualify. Now in the women's Money in the Bank, it is Roxanne, Rhea, Alexa, Julia. I was trying to remember off memory without having to go look. So really cool that both Roxanne and Julia are in this year's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I want to go look something up. Has Julia ever been in a ladder match? Let's go look really fast. She has back in 2022. Moneyball Tournament Finals. Tables, ladders, and chairs. It was Suzuki, Kaguma, and Mayu Iwatani against Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Thekla. She has been in a trios TLC before. I don't know what the match is, so I don't know if it was just because we've seen TLC matches with the pin. We've seen TLC matches climb to grab the thing, so I don't know which that was, but she's been in a match with ladders before. Roxanne, I'm pretty sure she's been in one in NXT. Whoops, that's not how you spell ladder. Yeah. NXT women's title, 6-way ladder match. The one the Indy won the title in. Yeah. 2023. But overall, I thought it was a really good match, and all 3 women worked very well together. We had a DIY promo where they're just saying that they're pissed off. Vega was shown backstage. She was selling the pain from the match when Chelsea walked into frame with her Hervis. Green called Vega a loser, and Vega attacked Green. Hervis intervened. Michin and B-Fab showed up, kind of made the save, and then Nick Aldis showed up, and Michin and B-Fab were like, we want to fight them tonight in a tag match. And Aldis is like, you haven't done anything tonight. You ain't doing anything tonight. Yeah, sure. Tag match, it's made. This then leads to Tommaso Ciampa versus Chris Sabin. Another really good match, I thought, tonight. Good wrestling on this show, I will say. Good wrestling. Sorry, I gotta take a drink every so often and keep this throat from drying up. It's scratchy and sore. The more I talk, it starts drying up. The two locked up to begin the match. Sabin arm dragged Ciampa. Ciampa sold some pain. Sabin went to work on Ciampa's arm. Ciampa came back and stomped a mud hole in Sabin, which woke up the crowd. That was the thing with this crowd. There was a lot of like, we're not super interested, but then we're interested. We're really interested. And then we're not really interested. And then like that R-Truth promo. R-Truth had the greatest reasoning for why John Cena changed his, I guess you could say, personality. And they were giving him the fucking what treatment. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyways, the action at one point spills to the outside after Ciampa came back with the Willow's Bell DDT. Ciampa ran Sabin into the corner and then pat himself on the back, and the show went to a break. After the break, both guys were down and out. Sabin got up and tried to kick Ciampa, but Ciampa blocked it. Sabin brushed it off and landed a leaping kick on Ciampa for a 2. Ciampa rolled outside to talk to Gargano, and Sabin and Ciampa battled on the apron, exchanging chops. Ciampa ended all that as he dropped Sabin on his head on the apron. Ciampa set up for a fairy tale ending, but Sabin countered into a dragon screw leg whip. Sabin at one point went to the top, and Gargano hopped up on the apron to distract him. Alex Shelley confronted Gargano, and Ciampa booted Shelley in the face. Sabin hit a crossbody on Gargano and Ciampa on the outside, and we got a "This is awesome" chant. Sabin then went to the top, but Ciampa cut him off. Sabin pushed Ciampa off, and Ciampa sold his leg. The referee was checking on Ciampa when out would come Candice LeRae. She attacked old Chris Sabin. Ciampa took advantage of this, rolled the knee pad, hit Sabin with the knee in the face, and pinned him to pick up the victory. I'm so happy Candice is back with DIY. I think her as a heel and them as heels, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Tommaso Ciampa does defeat Chris Sabin in an 11-minute match. And I forgot to say, the women's three-way went 13, I want to say. 13 and a half. Fraction were shown backstage. They were interviewed by Byron Saxton. They were fired up about getting a shot at the tag titles tonight, but they knew that it wasn't going to be easy to beat the Profits. We had a video package highlighting the John Cena R-Truth stuff. Priest was about to make an entrance, and he and McIntyre instead just started brawling all the way down to the ring. Officials broke everything up. Priest grabbed a mic. Priest screamed into the microphone and said, "Tonight we will get his pile of flesh." Said something in Spanish. They knocked down security to get to Drew. The two went at it, and they were broken up again. That was it. They're just showing that these guys hate each other and going to be locked in a cage tomorrow, or they can't get away from one another. Solo's backstage, talking with JC Mateo, and everybody was still pissed off about the name. It doesn't even matter anymore. People still mad. Why they changed the name? Why has he got another name? What the hell? It doesn't matter. He's Jason Mateo now. Just call him JC. JC on the gear. He's got the same Jeff Cobb gear. JC. Also, Corey, I'm not Luke. Jacob walks up. Fatu asked to speak in private. Solo said they could talk there because we're all family. No, we ain't. Mateo ain't family. Old JC. What if, and I doubt this would happen. Now I'm thinking off into the ether here. What if, and I don't think this would ever happen, is JC, because he is still Jeff Cobb, but Mateo is his family name from Solo. Solo gave him the name Mateo to induct him into the family. But then eventually when he turns on Solo, or he leaves Solo, or Solo, he has enough of Solo. He's like, I ain't no Mateo. My name ain't Mateo. It's JC. Jeff Cobb. Something like that. I don't know. No, I'm one of these fuckers over here. How do we get back to Jeff Cobb? I don't care. I don't care. It's like LA Knight. Yeah. Would it have been better if you just kept him as Eli Drake? Sure. Whatever. The name sounded dumb when it first came, but now he's just LA Knight to everybody. To the world. He's LA Knight. And now if you were to change him back, he'd be dumb because he's LA Knight. So give it 2-3 months and he's just JC Mateo. Just give it a month. He's JC Mateo. Or he's just JC. It don't even matter. Batu said, I don't trust or like this Mateo guy. Batu said, Mateo isn't blood or my family. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Logic. Mateo stepped to Fatu. Sikoa stopped him. Sikoa said, Mateo is to channel that energy for his match tonight. We got a tag match. You two have a tag match. Sikoa said, they never felt like Roman has left, and he wants everyone to come together as one big family. Again, Jacob said it. This fool ain't family. At least with the Tongans, Tamatonga, Tongaloa. Their dad is Haku, and he was brought in as somewhat family. So they're somewhat family. Like, damn, Jeff Cobb's not anywhere in any of this. Like, Rock calls Haku uncle. Kishi, Haku, they're like brothers. I mean, what was it? Haku and Fatu's dad tag teamed. But fucking Jeff Cobb's Filipino. Just saying. Fatu told Sikoa, stop talking. And Fatu told Sikoa, stop talking and, go away. And it was kind of weird at the end. It was kind of like an awkward ending to the segment. Charlotte was still walking backstage. She came across Alexa Bliss. She was sitting kind of in the dark. Who said, it was important to have friends because you never know when you need them. And she goes, oh, hey, I wasn't talking to you. And she shows the Lily doll. She's like, see, I have money in the bank. But then remembered, oh, wait, you're not in it. Sorry. I like that line. I like that. So we got the Secret Herbers versus BFAB and Meechin. Nothing special here. Match went 3.5 minutes. BFAB and Piper started. Fire quickly tagged in. Niven then knocked Meechin off the apron. Hit a senton on BFAB. Eventually BFAB kneed Piper in the face. Got the hot tag to Meechin. Fired up and dropkicked Fire. Green then hopped up on the apron to cause a distraction, but Zelina Vega came down to take her out. Niven ran Vega off instead. Meechin then hit the Eat Defeat on Fire. BFAB tagged in. Landed her finish that I don't even know what they call. Got the win. So Meechin, BFAB got the win. This all leads to later they did announce that Zelina will defend the United States Championship tomorrow at Saturday night's main event against Chelsea Green. Street Profits are backstage. Dawkins said, it's a big night for Fraxium and them. Everyone keeps saying these Fraxium guys, best tag team in the world. Fraxium, best tag team in the world. No. Ford said they're going to walk the same way they walked in. Walk out the same way they walked in as the champs. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and JC Mateo walk up. Profits, kind of stare at them. 5 of them kind of engage in a little stare down. Fatu and Mateo. I don't know why I said Mateo. They make their entrance for their big tag match coming up next. But first, we got one of our soap opera segments with Legado del Fantasma. So all sitting at a table, glass of wine. Escobar's talking to Berto and Angel. Berto looking like he's straight out of a 1980s high school movie. Whether it's like Breakfast Club or Ferris Bueller. I mean, I don't know if it's the hair or the clothes. Like leather jackets, the shirt tucked in with the tight slacks and the belt. I don't know what it is, but Berto recently looking like he's straight out of one of these high school 80s movies. So basically, Escobar's like, hey, we got a match. Match of Worlds Collide. We got an offer that we can't turn down. Escobar said that they will stand victorious in front of, well, their people. Escobar tried to make a toast. Berto just goes, glug, 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 glug. All right, cool. And walks off. Escobar told Angel, let Berto go, because soon you'll understand what's going on. So I'm going to pull up the graphic here, because this is actually the first match officially announced for Worlds Collide. It's a trios match. It will be Legado del Fantasma. Let's pull this graphic up here. Up. But is Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel, and Berto taking on the team of El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., so son of Dr. Wagner Jr., Psycho Clown, and Pagano. WWE on their WWE Espanol social media accounts had actually posted a video over the weekend with Psycho Clown, which is kind of interesting timing, or this past week with Psycho Clown. So very interesting timing. But as we move forward, big old tag team match. It was Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix. It's Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo. I thought this match was really good. Really good. 12 and a half minutes. The Uso and Fatu technically began, but Mateo tagged himself in right away, which kind of made Fatu angry. Mateo took Uso down quickly and stomped him in the corner. Fatu tagged himself in, which made, well, Mateo angry. This is all leading to Jacob's split as the big bad babyface. Not bad babyface, but you know what I mean. Big beloved babyface, who's no longer with Solo. So, Phoenix tagged in and kicked Fatu right in the head. Mateo ran in and got a bunch of super kicks for his troubles. Mateo and Fatu were on the outside. Phoenix then hit a corkscrew plancha on both guys. Phoenix got incredible height out of it as well. Replay aired as we went to a commercial break. Back to the action after the break. Mateo had the advantage in the ring against Uso. Mateo hit a standing moonsault to Uso, or on Uso, which was, every time I see Cobb do this, that just stand there, whoop, perfect moonsault. And they said on commentary, a guy his size, his body shape, whatever you want to call it, he's supposed to be able to do that. So, Fatu tagged in and landed a hip attack on Uso. Crowd ate it up. Fatu eventually hip attacked again. Mateo tagged in and placed Uso on the top rope. Mateo teased a German suplex. Uso fought out of it and knocked Mateo off the top. Phoenix then received a hot tag from Uso. Fatu tagged in as well, and Phoenix walked the ropes, taking everybody out, complete with a poison rana on Fatu for a very good near fall. At one point, Phoenix followed this up with a splash. But Fatu caught Phoenix and threw him into the commentary desk. Inside the ring, Uso hit a spear on Mateo and then was stupid as shit. Jimmy Uso, you're the dumbest we've seen in a long time. He's on the top rope, and he gets up there. He's got 1 foot on the top rope, 1 foot on the middle rope, and he's standing there. Solo gets on the apron. He just goes, who? He just stares at Solo. Just stares at Solo. And Solo's just looking at him going, well. And Jimmy's just frozen looking at his little brother. Just looking at his little brother. Not even saying anything like get down or nothing. No. Jacob gets up on the other side. So he's kind of like one guy here, one guy here. What's the ref doing? Was the ref maybe checking on Rey Fenix? I don't remember. I didn't write it down. I don't know. Ref was nowhere to be seen. But Jimmy then just, I'm in a match. I got to do something. So he jumps off to go for the Uso splash. Mateo moves. He rolls through it, gets up, runs at Mateo. Boom. Tour of the Islands, pins him 1, 2, 3. Dumbass finish. Great match with a dumbass finish. Batu, Mateo, get the win. So Byron's backstage, and he's like, what a big victory for JC Mateo and Jacob fought. And Byron, LA Knight walks up and goes, whoa. I'm here. We don't need to be talking about them. Knight said, Sokoa, it's a first-class seat to watch Knight win the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2 weeks. Knight said the odds are always in his favor. Or no, always against him. But when they're in LA, he's going to stand tall. Knight said, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, he's living, talking, and breathing Money in the Bank. That's all he wants. He then offered up his catchphrase, yeah, to end the segment. Fonzie, yes, thank you for reminding me that. WWE. So Joe Tessitore did actually state, this shocked me. He said, Worlds Collide will be available on YouTube in both Spanish and English. That was a shocker. He didn't say anything about Peacock. I assume it would be on Peacock. But yeah, he said it's going to be on YouTube. Unless I missed it, I didn't hear a thing about Peacock. So yeah, everybody could watch it for free on YouTube, which is shocking. So then R-Truth came out, did his what's up. Truth said, people have been asking him, how are you going to handle having to fight your childhood hero? And he said, well, I'm not. Because the man that I'm getting in the ring with, he's not the same man that I looked up to. I don't recognize this guy. And the crowd starts chanting, what? And he like kind of played off of it, but didn't really. He got annoyed for a second and then just ignored it. Truth says he can't figure out exactly when or where things went wrong or how he could have prevented this from happening. But what he thinks happened is that power got to John Cena. And when you get too much power, you get an ego. And you think you're unstoppable. And you think that, you get called the GOAT enough times, well, it goes to your head. And then you start thinking you're better than everything. And there's nothing that's above you. Everything's below you. Basically what he said. Basically called Cena out for having a big ego now, letting the power get to him. Drew said that Cena has also stopped having fun. So now Cena gets mad when everybody else has fun because he's got too much power and responsibility, which has inflated that ego. And now he feels like he's got to run everything and he can't have fun. So if he can't have fun no more, no one can. And because of all that, he ain't happy. No one can be happy. And I'm like, Truth out here speaking the truth. That's why he's the truth. Truth then said, Cena is the GOAT, and the crowd booed it. Truth then said that he wasn't sure he could bring back the real John Cena, but he's going to try. Truth then said that he's going to save wrestling, and he thinks he could save John Cena. Truth said that he won't want to put his hands on Cena, but if he has to, he'll do anything to bring the real Cena out. Truth said that he misses his hero. He can't really deny that. He then said, just like you said back in the day, if John Cena wins on Saturday, we riot. And the crowd actually popped for it. He then said, what's up? And said he's going to kick Cena's ass. So, like, the crowd was kind of into it for, like, a couple different moments, but they were more just dead or what chanting him. I loved Drew's promo, but the crowd just made it feel like a nothing segment because they didn't take him serious, which really was unfortunate. Because Truth actually cut a pretty dang good promo. Got a video recap of Raw's main event. We then see Naomi, Jade, Nia video, which then they tell us these three will battle next week in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Ah, crap. I'm out of drink. Speaking of Money in the Bank, we had a triple threat. Shinsuke Nakamura, Aleister Black, and LA Knight qualify for Money in the Bank. Match went 11 minutes. Getting tired of these goddamn crowds. These wrestlers, they're just fighting. Someone falls to the outside and immediately the crowds go, we want tables. Like, for what reason? Why? Because it's a no DQ? Sure. Whatever. We need tables in every match. You overuse tables, then they stop mattering. Just like blood, barbed wire, steel cage matches, Hell in a Cell. You overdo it, the importance goes away. They're no longer cool. You give us a table spot in every single goddamn match, then it doesn't matter. Like when Jon Moxley bleeds all the time. Eventually, you get mad when he doesn't bleed because you go, whoa, something wrong? He didn't bleed tonight. Is he okay? Just saying. As far as the matches go, they're fighting on the outside, they're fighting on the inside, they're fighting on the outside, they're fighting on the inside. They're going back and forth. At one point, commentary's really excited to see a Aleister Black Nakamura match because their styles work well together. Knight ran at Black. Nakamura tripped Knight and disposed of Knight to the outside. Nakamura and Black were then left to go one-on-one. They were throwing kicks at each other at one point and fast offense. Black took control with a knee and Nakamura rolled to the outside. Black went for a moonsault, but Knight popped up and superplexed Black from the top to the canvas. Nakamura ran in and hit Knight with a jumping knee. Go to a break. When the show returned, Black landed a springboard moonsault, but Knight broke up the pin attempt on Nakamura. Knight lifted Black, and the two attempted their finishers on each other. At one point, ultimately, Knight dropped Black and Nakamura dragged Knight to the outside, where he then ran Knight into the ring post. From there, Black hit a knee on Knight and threw him to the outside. Black then twice went for some high-risk moves to the outside, and neither Knight or Nakamura really caught him. Black then rolled Knight back into the ring, and Knight DDT'd Black. Nakamura came in and kicked the Knight in the head, kneed him in the head. Nakamura covered Knight, but Knight grabbed the rope to break the attempt, the pin. Nakamura then went for a knee, but Black caught up. It didn't really matter much because Nakamura ran Black into the ring post. Nakamura fired up, but instead ran into a Black mass. Knight reappeared, threw Black outside, stole the pin, picked up the win. Hey, he's qualified for Money in the Bank. It is now LA Knight, Solo Sikoa in Money in the Bank. Wait, now I'm out of drink. Damn it. Wait, do I have water in this? Ah, damn. Water bottle's empty. Oh, I can feel my throat getting sore, dry. We're almost done. So The Miz is backstage talking to Carmelo Hayes about Money in the Bank. He's like, hey, I got some good news. I was pitched to be in Money in the Bank, but Nick said I could take the match or I can give it to you. And I think you should take the match. You should have a chance to qualify for Money in the Bank. And then you could take my coaching, my wisdom, my direction, do what I say. You'll not only qualify, but win. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't going to happen. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. And Melo's like, okay, sure. Like, he's got to say yeah because Miz gave him the match. Miz could have took it for himself. He's got to be a little grateful. We got a Jey Uso Logan Paul vignette to hype up their match tomorrow. Commentary ran over the card for Saturday night's main event where they did announce Vega versus Green. In the back, Fatu, Mateo, and Sikoa were walking backstage. Aldis walked up and was like, hey, next week on Smackdown, final triple threat to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank. Jacob, you're in it. And he walks off. Jacob then looks at Solo and JC. And he just goes, I love you, Solo. And Solo says, hasn't said that in like 6 months. Basically, Fatu's saying, we're both going to be in this ladder match. Watch your ass. We then got a interesting Bianca Belair video. She said, the last 6 months haven't gone my way. Been a frustrating time in my career. Lost championships, lost friends, lost for the first time at WrestleMania. I've been injured, but I ain't going to let that define me. Sometimes you need to change. And next week, my heart is here for a new beginning. She said the best is yet to come. I don't know if we're getting a heel Bianca or what, but we'll see. Maybe. Hey, I wouldn't hate this. Heel Street Profits and a heel Bianca. Well, no, never mind. No, not a heel Bianca. Babyface Street Profits and a babyface Bianca against heel DIY and heel Candice. Now, if they don't go that route, maybe we do get a heel Bianca. I don't know. We just got the big Naomi heel turn, so we don't need another top woman turning heel on SmackDown right now. Just saying. But as far as next week's SmackDown does go, a number of things, 4 things have been announced. Jade, Naomi, and Nia in a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. Melo, Fatu, and Andrade in a qualifying match for Money in the Bank. Bianca Belair returns from injury, and John Cena will also appear on the show. Remember, his match with Truth is non-title. So whether he wins or loses, which I don't think he loses, he will still be the champion next week. Also, next week's show is in Knoxville, Tennessee. What a perfect place for Bianca to come back, her hometown. Her hometown. Also, does that mean we see the mayor? Mayor Kane? I don't know. Before we get into our main event, we got to talk about our sponsor, Chef Robot. Let's hear from him right here.
Hey, food lovers, want crispy, delicious meals without the guilt? Then say hello to the Chef Robot 8-quart double air fryer, the ultimate kitchen sidekick that fries, bakes, and roasts with up to 85% less oil. With its smart cooking technology, you get perfectly golden results every time. Whether it's wings, fries, or even dessert, just set it, forget it, and enjoy chef-quality meals in minutes. So why settle for boring, greasy foods when you can cook healthier and faster with Chef Robot? Get yours today and transform the way you cook. So use our link in the description below, scan the QR code on the screen, or head over to pwunlimited.co/Chef Robot now for smart cooking and perfect results.
As far as our main event, the tag title match, WWE Tag Team Championships on the line. Street Profits versus Fraxium. The match was fucking amazing. And again, shit finish. We got 21 minutes and a DQ finish. Because Halloween ran in. And I don't give a damn about, it's Bray's birthday. They had her birthday cake. Touching moment. Fuck all of that. And nothing, I'm not saying like screw Bray or anything. I love Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was one of my favorites of the last decade. But if that's all this was, and you ruin this goddamn amazing tag match for that, I'm not a fan. Wasn't a fan of how this went down. Like, I get it. Bray's birthday. You want him on the show. They got the cake and they blow it out. Whatever. Symbolic. But not like this. You don't build up this tag team division as one of the best tag team divisions in wrestling. The SmackDown tag team division. One of the best tag team divisions in wrestling. You geek them all out to the fucking Halloween crew. And yes, I'm calling them the Halloween crew because they've done nothing but wear costumes. They were cool that first week. When they were fucking Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers in the back killing everybody. But other than that, they've done nothing. They've been dog shit. Not been a fan of these Wyatt Six, so you could tell. You could tell. Not been a fan of the Wyatt Six. Thought they were going to be super cool when they first brought them in. And they went. It was like quick nosedive. It was a started high and then. Anyways, Axiom and Dawkins began the match. Dawkins overpowered Axiom. And they were really playing this up as the big, better, more experienced Street Profits against small, little, quick Fraxium. They even said at one point, looks like we got adults versus children in this match. I'm like, oh, fuck. Don't do that. Don't do that. So Fraser tags in at one point and works a headlock on Dawkins. Dawkins then ran the ropes and ultimately shot Frazier off and shoulder blocked him to the mat. Ford tagged in and drop kicked Frazier for a 2. Dawkins tagged back in and slowly woke up and worked on Frazier until Frazier hit an enziguri and tagged in Axiom. Things then broke down. And Fraxium hit a series of dives onto Profits on the outside. This leads to some moonsaults and a commercial break. Back to the action. From the break, Dawkins was working a headlock on Axiom. Ford tagged in and drove his shoulder into Axiom, who was in the corner. Dawkins tagged in and hit a spinning splash in the corner for a 2. Axiom slapped Dawkins repeatedly and hit a DDT from the second rope. At about the 9.5-minute mark of this match, almost halfway through, Frazier received a hot tag. Ford tagged in as well. Frazier ran the ropes and eventually landed a running shooting star press on Ford. Frazier on the apron kind of stumbled for a second and then ultimately landed a springboard missile drop kick on Ford for a 2. Dawkins tagged in. The Profits took back control with a backdrop. We go to our final break. When we come back, Ford was working over Axiom, who fired up and hit Ford with some chops and kicks. Axiom went for a rear naked choke. Frazier ran in and worked a choke on Dawkins, who threw Frazier onto Axiom to break everything up. All 4 wrestlers were down. We come to like the final few minutes of the match. Frazier tags in and hit a step-up enziguri on Ford. With Ford on the top, Frazier ran up and hit a superplex. Axiom tagged in and kicked Ford as Frazier suplexed him. And they kind of did like their finishing sequence here, but only got a 2 off of it. Frazier then ran at Dawkins on the outside. Dawkins then cut him off with a right hand. Ford ran into Dawkins, and Dawkins put Axiom on his shoulders for a blockbuster. Frazier then broke up the pin attempt, and all 4 wrestlers were down. You get this is awesome chant. Dawkins went to the top, but Axiom cut him off and delivered a big old Spanish fly where these two, literally, they went from one corner, 3/4 of the way, almost all the way across the ring. Never seen Dawkins fly like that. Hot damn, never seen. What have you been learning there in the dungeon, Dawkins? You've been learning to fly. Natty and TJ teaching you how to jump from coast to coast or something, because this was impressive. They flew almost all the way across the ring. Frazier tagged in and hit a Phoenix Splash, but Ford ran in at the last second, broke up the pin, then also got kicked in the head by Axiom. This led to DIY and Candace running down, hopping up on the apron. Machine guns would then come down. They would brawl with DIY. Ford landed a big old frog splash. Or a big splash, not a frog splash, a big splash on everybody on the outside. Frazier missed a splash on Dawkins, and Dawkins landed his big spine buster. Ford tagged in and went to the top, but then the lights went out. And at this point, fucking Twitter. I put out the news that was reported by Corey Hayes, Fightful, and PW Insider. Hey, the Wyatts are backstage. We don't know if they're going to be on the show, but they're backstage. So someone responds to that tweet that I put out, that aggregation, and go, you lied. Liar, or something like that, lie. And I just say, how? And this was maybe like 4 minutes before this. I just say, how so? Because I never said, hey, the Wyatts are going to be on the show for sure. I literally say it's unknown if they will be on the broadcast. And so I respond, how so? And literally no more than 90 seconds to 2 minutes later, lights go out. They come back on with the Wyatts in the ring, and I'm like, hey, you want to take that lie back? You want to take that comment back? Never get a fucking response. Of course I'm not going to get a response from these fucking damn losers. You call me out as a liar when I didn't lie, and then it happens anyways because you didn't wait long enough because there's still 3 minutes left in the show. The Wyatts are there, the 6. Pose in the middle of the ring, and then they go after everybody. They take out everybody. They take out Fraxium. They take out the Street Profits. They take out DIY. Even fucking Nikki Cross takes out Candice. They're all down. The lights start going, flashing like lightning, thunder and lightning. Nikki brings a cake in the ring. They all do their pose. The birthday cake is there, and they blow it out. And yeah. Until the show goes off the air. A little birthday celebration for Wyndham Rotunda to end the night. And fucking make your tag team division look like geeks. Cool because they wanted to, cool for the little Bray thing, for how it went down in execution. Not a fan. Not a fan of geeking out your tag division, geeking out top 4 teams. Your champions, Fraxium. So Street Profits, your champions, Fraxium, DIY, Machine Guns. Because by the end of this night, the Wyatts were the only ones standing tall. And they were all out there, laid out. It was 6 on, it was 5, no, 4. There's only 4 guys. Oh, I'll also say, Joe Gacy looks fucking great. Joe Gacy was doing handsprings and back elbows and all kinds of shit. Looked good. I will say that. Joe Gacy looked impressive. But yeah, no. Wasn't really a fan of the end of the show. Because it was a great match that was kind of just killed at the end. Killed at the end. That was Smackdown, ladies and gentlemen. That was Friday Night Smackdown. You know what I thought of the show? Pretty good show. Not a great show. Pretty good show. Better than most of the 3-hour Smackdowns. But I want to hear what you guys thought of tonight's show. So let's go and check all these polls. As we wrap things up and I can stop talking. Oof, the throat. So as far as the Threads poll does go, everybody that voted liked the show. As far as the X poll, 85% liked it. 15% thought it was just all right. Community poll, 87% liked the show. 8% thought it was just all right. 5% didn't like it. Live poll, 91% liked the show. 9% thought it was just all right. And then as far as the Twitch, 50% liked it. 50% thought it was just all right. So it seems like, and I'm in the majority here, one of the better 3-hour Smackdowns as we get towards the end of the 3-hour Smackdowns. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. We'll be back live tomorrow night for WWE Saturday night's main event, then Sunday night for AEW Double or Nothing. Don't think I'm going to do a Battleground review, but if there's any big news coming out of that show, then we'll talk about it briefly during the AEW review. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, the Indy 500, Coca-Cola 600, biggest day of racing. With that, have a great night. Have a great weekend.